Hello everyone. Welcome to my Udemy courses. In this course, we will study Swing Layout Manager, Swing Layout, Box Layout, Grid Layout, Spring Layout. It is important for me. It is important to start from layout because, for instance, as you see, Eclipse uh, has an layout. Here there's a menu. Here there's a window. Before starting an application, you need to decide what the visual appearance will be. There is a menu here. You see it is extendable, and here bottom there's a panel again. These are tabs as you see, and for instance, when you right click, there's a pop-up here. There's a menu here: file, edit, navigate, search, project, run. So for me, before starting a Swing application, we should decide how our application's main window will be. Will there be two panels or one panel on the left, one panel on the right, or one panel on the at the north? So let's start looking Swing layouts. Package Swing layouts tutorial.com. All uh, layouts are on the window. So there's a window and a J-frame. This is the J-frame. You see here is J-frame. So we will first create our J-frame. Our app frame. Extends J-frame. For creating GUI, we will use our constructor public our app frame. You can see some suggestions here because these are all coming from JFrame class. Add notify, uh, add add a component, dispose, enable, fire, property, get color, get cursor. Let's look at set focus, set maximum size, minimum size. So let's start with set relative, set location relative to a component to null. So it will centralize our window. our frame. Set size, new dimension, dimension 500 width, and set title, our app frame. Set visible, true. Let's create our application entry point. It will have main class, main method, sorry, name app entry point. Here we will use swing utilities for swing utilities invoke and wait new runnable, but it warns us unhandled exception here. Which exception we need to handle? Let's look at throws exception. Okay. Or we can use let's undo, sorry, redo, no, undo. String utilities invoke later, new runnable, invoke later. This will separate our uh, frame creation from the it separate from main thread. So our app frame, our app frame, new our app frame here, and let's run our frame. As you see, we have blank frame. It has extendable, and let's look at our console. When we close our frame, the default behavior is hiding the frame uh, because it didn't terminate. Hiding or dispose, maybe dispose. For exit on close, we need to set our frame, set default close operation, exit on close. Now let's terminate the previous one. Now it will terminate when we close. As you see, just terminated. Now let's create panel, J panel. This panel will be our content pane. Content, our content. All stuff will be inside this our content. Our content new. You see, we can options double buffered, uh, putting layout manager. Now let's just create JPanel and set content pane as our content. Windows content pane will be our content. And let's create getters and setters for our content here. Getter and setters. And our entry point, let's our frame get our content and set border new edge border. Let's do edge border. What it says, the method get our content is undefined for the type or frame. Let's save them all. Yes, now you can realize here there is a border. Let's close it and first set our set a size, set maximum size or set maximum size new dimension and 300. Let's run our code. Setting our maximum size did nothing especially because this pane is our content pane as we said here. Uh, it is connected to our frame directly. Let's so it has nothing to do with setting size of our content pane. Let's add a component application frame or get get layout and see system dot out dot print line. It says your default layout for content pane is border layout, gap 0, vertical gap 0, horizontal gap 0. Let's remove now. What will it print? And uh, without setting border or uh, directly setting borders, our default layout is border layout. Now let's look at a visual guide of layout managers. This is the border layout. This is Oracle documents. As you see, page start at top and at the bottom, page end, line start, center, and line end. Let's look at closely our application frame here, and this is our content. We know that it is default border layout. So let's create a text pane, share text pane, or text pane. One share button or button, and let's create share label or label, and let's create a different thing, share scroll pane or scroll pane, and in our constructor we get all our components and create them. New, explain, new button, new label, and new scroll pane. Now let's place them on our border layout. Our content add component. We use border layout properties. Component our text pane, border layout dot line and let's look how it works. It there's you see text pane and it is extending while we are writing, but it is not on the line end because this is line end, but it is at the top. So it means we need to place all these parts. So let's add our components, add our button border layout to our line stamp. Let's look line end, line start, center, page and page start. Our content, add our label border layout dot center. Our content, add our scroll pane border layout. Uh, let's put this to page start at top. Let's look now how our JFrame looks like. This still shows nothing. So we need some extra component. Also, we need some text to our some settings for our components. Let's put our text pane, make it our text pane set. Let's look our text sorry, set text hello, and for our label let's set text hello, my name is J label, and for our scroll pane we need a component that will hold our scroll pane. It's called view. So uh, for our scroll pane, let's create JPanel, our scroll pane folder, new JPanel, and Rather than directly putting our scroll pane to the content pane, we will put our scroll pane holder to our content pane here, and let's make this class field and remove this. Now let's run our application again. Yes, now it's more clear. Text pane, J button, J label. Still, we don't see our scroll pane here. We put it to page start, but uh, there is no, you see, there is no any scroll pane. Let's put page and private jpanel our page and panel. Our page and panel, new panel, and put our page and panel to order layout page and. Let's run our example again. You see some components appear, but this is not what we expect. So we are doing something wrong. Let's think about it.